Welcome back to the deep dive. We've got some really interesting source material shared with us today.
Yep, ready to jump in.
And our job, as always, is to dive right in, pull out what matters, and make sense of it for you.
That's the plan. We sift through it all so you get the important bits, the key takeaways, maybe some surprises along the way.
And today, we're doing a deep dive into something a little different, maybe unexpected. It's an episode from a Vietnamese dating show, Van Mun Han Ho.
Right.
Now, dating show. You think, okay, first dates, maybe awkwardness, sparks, maybe some drama, right?
Sure, the usual stuff.
But what really jumped out from the source material you sent over, the real story, the heart of this episode, it wasn't just a couple looking for love. It was, well, fundamentally about family.
Exactly.
Specifically the kids and honestly, the surprisingly powerful role they played.
That's it. This episode gives us this really unique sort of candid glimpse into how a potential blended family might start, the very beginning. It's a real look at how these hopeful new bonds can form. And crucially, it opens a window onto the children's perspectives, their involvement.
Yeah.
And it kind of flips the script on that common idea, of stepkids being hesitant or resistant. It asks, well, what happens when the kids are actually actively hoping their parents find happiness, rooting for them to build a new family?
That's exactly what we're digging into today. That's the mission.
Yeah.
We're unpacking this specific episode, focusing hard on those moments with the children, the families,
right,
and seeing what insights we can pull out about their hopes, their feelings, and frankly, the surprising maturity these kids showed and how all that shaped the parents' journey. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. So starting with the potential couple themselves, right, as the episode presented them.
Yeah, who are we talking about?
Okay, first we have Mr. An. He's 43. He's from Binh Duong province, works in art sculpture.
Okay.
And he's been divorced for 6 years. He's got 2 sons, aged 20 and 15.
2 sons, okay. And the woman?
That's Miss Hui. She's 41, also from Binh Duong, interestingly, and she's a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah.
And like Mr. Owen, divorced for 6 years, she has 1 son who's 9 years old.
Wow. Okay. So right off the bat, you see these parallels, don't you?
Definitely. Both divorced the same amount of time, 6 years, both single parents.
Yeah.
That shared experience, navigating solo parenting after a divorce, some significant common ground right there. It suggests maybe a kind of natural empathy between them even before they properly meet.
Makes sense. And what were they looking for, did the episode say?
It did. Mr. Owen mentioned wanting someone stable, caring, sincere, someone to share life with, respect elders. Pretty grounded stuff.
Okay. And Miss Hui?
Similar wavelength. She wanted stability, someone with a steady job who knows how to care and share. A companion, basically.
Right.
And what's kind of interesting is what they didn't emphasize. Miss Hui apparently said physical appearance was, just okay to look at, not the main thing.
Huh. So less about the surface stuff.
Exactly. It suggests they're both looking for something more genuine, more lasting. Based on shared values, companionship, which, makes total sense given their age, their past experiences with divorce, their focus on family. They're looking for a real-life partner.
Okay, so here's where, according to the source, this episode really takes a turn. It gets super compelling. Because it wasn't just about these 2 adults.
Right.
They brought family for support, which is apparently normal for the show. They both brought their sons.
Yeah, that's significant.
It's a big deal. I mean, you don't often see the kids of potential partners right there involved in the very first public step of a maybe relationship.
Yeah, you don't. And it immediately signals, look, the kids aren't an afterthought here. They're central to this whole potential new family thing.
Totally.
And they weren't just sitting there quietly either. The episode featured Mr. Iwan's older son, Khan. He's 20, studying at university.
Also the older one. And what did he say?
Well, according to the source, he was incredibly supportive. Stood up, said he always supports his dad finding someone suitable.
Wow.
Yeah. And he hoped his dad, we could get to know each other seriously. I mean, that kind of public backing from your adult kid, that's powerful.
It really is.
And Khan even sort of reflected on his dad's influence, saying he was very good, always gave me advice.
It paints this picture of a close relationship, right?
Yeah.
A son who genuinely wants his dad to be happy, find someone stable.
That's lovely. And didn't the episode have a little funny bit here, too?
Huh. Yeah, it did. It noted that Khan, at 20, he already has a girlfriend.
Should his dad, too.
Exactly. A little light touch makes it human. Shows he get the value of companionship, wants it for his dad, too.
Right.
But maybe the most, unexpectedly moving moment, it came from Ms. Hui's side. From her younger son.
The 9-year-old.
Yeah, the 9-year-old, 4th grade. He was right there, actively participating. And what he said, it's just, wow. He addressed Mr. Duran directly. Wished for him to love and share life. Okay, nice enough.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
He didn't just ask this for himself or his mom. He specifically included Mr. Ron's 2 older sons. He apparently looked over at them and said something like, "You two brothers, come over and shake hands."
Get out. A 9-year-old.
A 9-year-old. On TV. In this huge moment, he's not worried about, like, competition or being nervous. He's actively trying to build a bridge.
Unbelievable.
Initiating contact with potential step-siblings he's literally just met. It's not just go mom, find a partner. It's like, hey, let's be a bigger family. He's proactively trying to embrace these potential new brothers.
That says so much about him. And probably about how his mom has raised him.
Absolutely. It suggests a really open, positive environment.
And this actually happened, the handshake.
Yes. The episode apparently shows it. Mr. Ron's 20-year-old son and Mrs. Hwo's 9-year-old son, they come together on stage, shake hands. Such a simple thing, but loaded with symbolism, right? Hope for a connection between these future stepbrothers started by the youngest one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And the source said the 9-year-old seemed really happy about maybe getting older brothers.
Yeah, genuinely thrilled by the idea, it sounds like.
Okay, so this interaction, this really gets to the heart of what this deep dive shows us, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's the core insight. The kids here, based on this source, they're not just bystanders. They're not the stereotype of, difficult stepkids.
Not at all.
They're active, they're vocal, they seem genuinely supportive. Their hope, their visible desire for connection in this potential new blended family, it's just powerful.
It really challenges that often negative storyline around stepfamilies. Shows how much impact the kids' positive outlook can have.
Definitely.
So, okay, beyond the kids, who were obviously amazing, the episode also showed the parents talking about, like, the practical side of things, blending families.
Right, because it's not all just emotion. They did get practical. Mr. Wan acknowledged the reality, He said if they move forward, they'd have to consider the children.
Which shows responsibility. He knows his sons are part of this.
Exactly. He's grounded.
And Miss Hui, what was her take?
Incredibly open. The source says she explicitly stated she was not worried about that issue, meaning the kids blending.
Really?
Yeah. She mentioned her son being 9, maybe implying he's at an adaptable age.
Okay, that makes sense.
And she even went further. She said she was open to and even liked the idea of potentially having more children.
Wow. So not just blending, but maybe even expanding the family.
Yeah, demonstrates a real comfort level, a desire for a full family unit.
Did they talk about where they'd live? Practical stuff like that.
They did touch on it. Miss Hui possibly moving to Ban Kat, where Mr. On lives.
I see. Was she okay with that?
Seems like it. Again, very flexible. She reportedly said she was not worried about where they lived, as long as they were happy together.
That's key, isn't it? Prioritizing happiness.
And the source noted their homes were only like 8 or 9 kilometers apart anyway. So practically speaking, a move isn't some huge obstacle.
Right.
So tackling these practical things openly,
Yeah.
putting happiness first, plus the kids being so supportive, it really sets a positive foundation, doesn't it?
It really does. It shows the adults are willing to face the complexities head on.
Exactly.
Okay, so after all these conversations, the family involvement, the practical talk, they had some private time too.
Yeah.
Then the big decision moment.
The button press.
Yeah, build the tension. What happened?
Well, it was a happy outcome, hopeful. Both Mr. Owan and Mrs. Hui pressed the button.
They did? Okay, so they agreed to date, explore things.
Yep.
And the episode had those, classic dating show moments.
Oh, yeah. They shook hands, shared a first kiss on stage. The hosts encouraged it.
But knowing everything we just talked about, the family stuff,
Yeah.
those moments feel, bigger somehow. Not just a new couple, but the
Yeah.
start of something potentially much larger.
Absolutely. And the final scene described in the source, it just perfectly captured the essence of this whole story, this deep dive.
What was that?
All 3 sons, Mr. On's 2 teenagers, and Mrs. Hu's 9-year-old, they all came up on stage, joined the new couple for a family photo.
Oh, wow. All together.
All together. And there was a quote from the episode that just nails it. Our family is starting to get crowded and happy.
Crowded and happy. I love that.
Isn't that great? It perfectly sums up the whole narrative, leaves you with this really powerful visual, a potential blended family, kids right in the center, included, supportive, right from the start.
Yeah.
It drives home that this match wasn't just about 2 people finding love. It was about merging lives, merging families, and putting the kids' happiness and inclusion right up front.
So the big takeaway then from digging into this one episode,
Yeah.
it's this vivid picture that, hey, forming a blended family can be a journey that everyone embraces, not just the adults, but the kids too.
Exactly. It really shines a light on how profoundly children's involvement, their positive attitude can shape the success and happiness of these new family setups. It pushes back hard against those negative stereotypes. It shows that, yeah, blending families is complex. There are always challenges.
Of course.
But hope, open support, that genuine desire for connection from everyone, including the kids, man, that can create such a powerful, positive start.
It's a really heartwarming reminder, isn't it? That when love finds a new partnership, it often means love expanding to include the families already there.
Well said.
And thanks to you for joining us on this deep dive.
My pleasure. And maybe as you go about your day, here's something to chew on based on this example.
Yeah.
If kids in potential blended families were, more consistently included, really listened to, maybe even encouraged to voice their hopes and fears openly, how might that change the whole dynamic of remarriage, of family blending?
Interesting question.
And maybe think closer to home, too. What role can we play? As friends or family members or even just observers, how can we support these complex transitions by really seeing, acknowledging, and valuing the kids' place and their feelings in it all?
Definitely something to mull over.